Immature Gamer.
Hey everyone, Immature Gamer here. We have a brand new Fortnite update video version 4.1. And basically the big news is they've added a new limited time mode called the Mash-up Infinity Gauntlet. And this game mode is actually pretty insane. I will give you all the details. Let's just get right into it. So early in the match, a meteor will land in the storm safe zone, delivering the Infinity Gauntlet. Any player who uses the Infinity Gauntlet will transform into Thanos. So if you guys watch the movies Avengers, he's, I guess for a lack of better terms, is a bad guy. In the game, if Thanos is eliminated, the gauntlet will fall to the ground, free for the taking. If it sits unused for a long time, it will disappear until another meteor appears. Last player standing will be the victor, okay? So Thanos, if you go and find him, if you're lucky enough to find him, you get 4 abilities. His first one's a mighty punch that knocks enemies back and destroys structures. His second one, he flies towards the ground, hitting an area for a knockback and damage. His third is an energy harness of power stones to fire a blast that deals damage over time. His fourth ability is a super jump, and he can jump very, very high and basically destroying any object in its path. He is freaking massive and badass. So Thanos has both shields and health. When he eliminates another player, his shields regenerate. His health never regenerates. So they've already done a little hot fix nerf to him. People I guess were complaining, but the shield cap, they decreased from 300 to 200, and his max health, they increased from 700 to 800, and then they also decreased the damage of his laser from 15 to 12. So Thanos does not take fall damage, FYI, and Thanos does not build or use normal weapons or launch pads or anything like that. You don't really need to with him. So the actual storm and the map, they've kind of made the length about 15 minutes for the whole match, so it's a lot faster gameplay. The match will start with the storm circle already closing in over the island. The storm does more damage than normal, taking from 5% health during the first cycle and 10% for the rest of the game. So you do not want to get in the storm. The loot, only rare, epic, and legendary weapons will be spawned. They increase chances of treasure chest spawning from 50 to 70% to 80 to 90%. They increase the chance of ammo boxes spawning. Floor loot spawns nearly 100% of the time. Launchpad spawns likelihood greatly increased. Harvesting resources doubled. Resources found in loot increases from 30 to 60%. And Chug Jug, Porta Fort, Boogie Bombs, Slurp Juice, Bush, and remote explosive drop rate increased, and regular grenade, shields, and bandages drop rate lowered. So there you have it, guys. That's the new game mode. It is pretty fun. Jump in there and hopefully you guys get a win. Let's get on to the Fortnite Battle Royale update. So for the gameplay, they increased the likelihood of the final circle ending near the outer area of the map by 25%, and they improved the variety of ending scenarios to outside the central region of the map. So that's kind of good. If you landed kind of on the outer edge of the map, you've had a tough time unless you got really lucky with the circle trying to basically run most of the game to get out of the storm. So I'm kind of glad they did do that. Some of the bug fixes for gameplay, they fixed an issue that allowed sprays to camouflage remote explosive, clingers, and damage traps. They fixed building previews not being rotated when overlapping an existing building while using a controller. They fixed an issue that caused the player's camera to position itself under the water in Loot Lake. They fixed the collision on the tire stack so players will bounce when walking into them again. I did notice that issue. You had to kind of jump. You couldn't just run into it and it would propel you. So that was fixed. They fixed a hole and dusty divot that players could get stuck in. They fixed an area where players were able to hide under the terrain and damage players from below. And they fixed an issue that caused turbo building to not work properly if the players was holding down the build button before switching to build mode. They fixed a chest at the prison that would be empty upon opening it. So For user interface, you can now join the party of players that are already in a match, and also party members in match will appear holographic in the lobby and will give you the time and player count updates. That is actually a really cool update. I know if I've left a game early, or sometimes you just leave on accident after you die and you're playing squads and you kind of want to know what's going on, it kind of gives you a little information now about that, so I think that's pretty cool. For the bug fixes, they removed the loading screen that was displayed when transitioning from start line into battle bus. They fixed the minimap briefly showing the wrong direction after being eliminated, and they fixed an issue that caused some icons on the user interface to misalign after switching in and out of build mode. On the audio side, they lowered the volume of Hop Rocks, and it's kind of nice. That thing was super loud. They also lowered the volume of the Valor glider, and I am very glad about that. That is such a really sick looking glider, but it was almost unusable because it was super loud. For audio, they did some bug fixes. They re-added the sound of the supply drop balloon popping when opening or when shot down, and they fixed an issue where the allow background audio setting wouldn't save. So onto weapons and items, we have some bug fixes. The jump pad health bar will now update properly when damaged. They fixed an issue that made it difficult to pick up items that were dropped behind the tires in a porta-fort. That was a needed fix because you couldn't really get the items. You had to break the tires to get them. Porta-fort can no longer destroy the meteor and dusty divot. I never even tried to do that. That big meteor in the middle, you can't destroy it. It doesn't take any damage. So apparently a porta-fort did. I never even thought to try that. So that's fixed. And that's it for weapon updates. For art and animation, emotes now perform on different characters. Hands will connect, legs won't be overextended. Guess that was an issue that is fixed. On performance end, they improved overall frame rate when many characters are visible by optimizing movement and update rates. They delayed triggering the game overhead, which caused a hitch on death, and optimized spray paint controls. On the replay system, they fixed an issue that prevented replays from saving, and that's kind of it. For the update on mobile, they're trying to fix the auto run feature, so for now they've disabled it. Apparently there were some unintentional actions occurring when using it, and also they optimized memory on mobile to address out of memory crashes. And that is it. That's all I have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Go get some sick gameplay with Thanos, and I'm Immature Gamer, guys. I'm out. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new videos, and thank you for watching.